Alright, this is part 2 of Expose Augustine for Infamous Second Son on the expert difficulty with good karma. So now that we have the concrete powers, we basically have to survive until Eugene gives us a core relay so we can actually get some abilities with the power. So for the initial part, when she goes into that form and she's shooting those yellow energy blasts, if you are on the side where the stairs are with the three monitors, like one in the front and then two at the side, like where this is, those pillars on the left and right side, you can just hide behind those pillars and none of those shots will hit you. So instead of what they want you to do now with the dash is to just run back and forth between the shots. Instead of doing that, I just kind of do it just to show like what you're supposed to do. If you just run all the way to the left here or to the right, depending on which one you prefer to do, you can just stand there and just wait for her to finish firing all those shots. The other thing you can do is that occasionally, instead of her standing where she is now and doing the shots, she'll stand where you are, like where I am now on the stairs. And you can't really hide from the shots like you can on this side, so you'd have to do the dash like from left to right. If you just run past her, it'll cancel out her animation of firing those shots, and she'll start like doing her normal like stomping towards you. So you can basically kind of fuck around with the fight somewhat. But at this point now you actually have like something that will do damage to her. So this is literally pretty much the entire fight now, just kind of running around, taking some shots at her, and when you get the concrete missiles, or I call them missiles, but I don't even know what they're actually called. Literally, those two things are the attacks for this entire fight. But what I did there was what I was talking about, how she was going into the animation of firing those shots from her body. But because I ran past, I like canceled out the process, and she went back to stomping towards me like she is now. So I died during this part like 3 or 4 times because of that whole thing where she would be on the other side, and I would get stuck on like the rock wall and just get annihilated with those energy shots or whatever they're called. So yeah, this fight on expert sucks pretty hard at points. Not necessarily because it's hard, but because I made it hard. I think I said like two missions ago or something, I got kind of sloppy towards the end here just because I knew that I was going to have the game finished. So I kind of got impatient during some of the fights. So and I nearly died trying to get to this core relay, but luckily she backed off so I could get to it. But oh yeah, that's right, the missiles are the last power you get. The best power I feel like in the concrete is the last one you get. The thing I like with the concrete power compared to all the other ones is that because you can't constantly find concrete to drain, this power just automatically refills itself. It's on a delay with the missiles when you do get them, so it takes probably, I would say, maybe a minute for the missiles to fully come back, if I had to say. And I believe I can't remember. So far, I haven't actually been using that cover to hide from her shots. I've been doing the normal thing of just running around her. But I believe when I get the missiles is when I actually start to use that cover to avoid those shots. And also, every time that you get a new ability, it's a checkpoint in the game or in the fight. So once you get the last ability, what happened to me was that one of the times I had her down to about less than a quarter of her health. Like, I pretty much had her a couple more shots and I would have had her finished, and I ended up dying, and it went all the way back to more or less like what the health is now. And that's the other attack that you need to watch out for. For some reason, that's the only time she actually did that form during this fight. When I did this mission on normal, she did that sweeping attack with the claw, with the blades, a lot more often than she did here. It was weird. So. And this is another point where she nearly kills me as I'm trying to get to the core relay. So. But yeah, at this point, like, whatever her health is at when you get the final power or the final ability, this is what her health will be at if you die and respawn, like I did there. So, but once you have the concrete missiles, really everything I do from this point on is pretty much what you would have to do during the fight. And really, like, nothing else I can say, because this video at this point speaks for itself, what I do to finally beat her. I leave in the trophy unlocking for exposing Augustine, beating the game with good karma, and beating the game on expert. And at this particular point, my next guide probably is going to be Wolfenstein: The New Order. It's not completely guaranteed. It depends on if I have a real problem getting through that game, or if something else comes out. I can't remember what other games are coming out that I might do, but about 90% positive my next guide will more than likely be Wolfenstein: The New Order. So I'm just gonna let the rest of this fight play out. I hope this guide has helped people. There's been some comments of people, giving thanks for, this guide so far. Yeah, I will see you in the next guide. Peace.